did our grandparents work? Through this program, we will have the chance to travel in the past and learn about the working conditions of our ancestors as well as jobs that no longer exist in Greece. In this video, we will describe the old occupations, the old professions, which have already been lost or have been transformed into something else or have remained unchanged. Byzantine hagiography is the art which illustrates saints and other biblical themes. This art has its own rules and tries to unite the natural world with the spiritual. For instance, there is a total lack of shadows because everything is in light. There are no space and time limits and total lack of background. It gives emphasis on theological symbolism and expresses the Orthodox theology. The main target of this art is to create an atmosphere for praying and to teach theology. Who bang the bells. Both in the monasteries and in the city of Kalabaka, for centuries there have been those who knew how to beat the bells rhythmically. The Karagiosi are the Greek shadow puppet theatre that are descendants of the ancient shadow puppets of the Orient through the Byzantine and Ottoman empires. The central figure is Karagiosi himself, who supposedly represents the struggle of the Greek people, particularly under the yoke of Turkish occupation. Karagiosi has a humped back, which symbolizes the weight of the world.
Το παίρνω αμέσως στα γράμματα. Να σκεφτείτε ότι έχω 14 χρόνια στην πρώτη τάξη. Μην γελάτε γιατί έχετε καλά σχολεία, καλούς δασκάλους, καλές δασκάλισσες. Ρωτάτε μένα που πήγαινα στο σχολείο και δεν είχε ούτε πόρτα ούτε κεραμίδια. Παναγιώτο πάσε το καπέλο! Το καπέλο τώρα! Δεν πέφτει από δεντρί χωρίς το θέλημά σου. Αλέκο, Καραγκιόζη, μου να σε φιλήσω, άσα φιλιά ρε. Να το πάρουμε, το πάμε στο μπασά. Εγώ δεν έχω καμία δουλειά. να πάω στο σαράι. Εγώ φεύγω για άλλες νίκες τώρα. Γεια σου Καραγιώζη. Ωραία, το σου είναι. Γεια σου λοιπόν Καραγιώζη. Μπήκες με στη μέση. Πέθανε. Να αίματα, βέβαια πέθανε αίματα. Για να... Πάμε ρε. Πάμε ρε Χρυσούζη. Πάμε. Έτσι μπράβο εκεί.
He has a big nose and one arm 3 times longer than the other, and most of the stories performed are about his efforts to get money by impersonating some esteemed person like a sea captain, a military officer, a doctor, and using his intelligence to achieve the small triumphs that eventually lead to larger disasters when he usually is exposed. Within the plot is a lot of improvisation and historical references and lots of symbolism that makes the show enjoyable to both children and adults, as well as intellectuals and people with a more simplistic view of life. Laterna players. Laterna was a musical instrument, and Laternagis was the musician who played this instrument. It became very popular in Greece in the late 19th and early 20th century. It was in the shape of an oversized trunk that could be carried on the player's back with straps and would be propped up on the foldable wooden legs. Professions of water. Many professions in our area were related to the many waters, rivers, streams and springs that the region had in the past. In the past years, in our region there were many Dristellas and Mandania, places in which the water fell with power from above and people washed clothes, blankets, etc.
Μια ονομασία. Υπάρχει ένα ονομασία. Ναι. Η συλλογή του μέρα μας άσχημα.
Watermill is a mill that uses hydropower. Watermills use the flow of water to turn a large water wheel. A shaft connected to the wheel axle is then used to transmit the kinetic power of the water through a system of gears and cogs to work machinery such as a millstone to grind corn. There are various designs of water wheels depending on the water supply available, including undershot, water hits the wheel paddles at the bottom of the wheel, breastshoot, water hits the wheel halfway up, and overshot, water hits the wheel at the top. Watermills are usually built beside streams or rivers to use them as a water supply. Very often, these supplies were improved by the provision of mill races and weirs to help overcome the problems of different seasonal water levels. Many of the weirs seen on rivers today were originally built to help control water levels for watermills. Bridge maker. In our area, in the past years, many bridges were built in the traditional way. The holy patron saint of our city, Saint Vissarion, was a bridge maker. Water cellar. Because in the old days the houses had no tap water, there were water cellars that sold the water and transported it to the houses. Spiridon Louis was a Greek water carrier who won the first modern-day Olympic marathon at the 1896 Summer Olympics. Following his victory, he was celebrated as a national hero. Ice cellar. During the summer months in the past, the ice cellar provided the houses and the shops with ice which was necessary for food preservation. This problem exists no longer thanks to the invention of the refrigerator. Ice cream seller. The ice cream salesman was a profession that thrived in previous years. In Kalabaca, there has been until recently Barba Yorgos, who was very fond of everyone, especially children. Transportation. Muleteers, mule drivers. He was a carrier, a horse or mule driver carrying persons or things from a place to another for hire. Saddlers, farriers, wainwrights. Saddler was the craftsman who manufactured or repaired saddles for horses or mules, while the farrier made horseshoes for the same animals. The wainwrights made carriages before the appearance of the cars. Milkman. For many centuries, the supply of milk in big cities was a difficult process. Therefore, there was a milkman in every neighborhood who bought and sold fresh milk in every house every day. He sold other daily products as well. He usually had a donkey or a mule which carried the milk containers. Sometimes unexpected things happened, like a girl's love for a milkman.
Δεν πουλάω. Δεν θέλω τέτοια, μην γίνουμε ρεζίλοι στη γειτονιά. Πόσο?
Μισή.
Άντε φύγε τώρα. Πάλι εδώ είσαι.
Για τον Παραπαντώνη.
Έλα. Και τώρα δίνε του. Άντε. Γαλατάεις.
Wood carvers. A wood carver carves wood furnishings. A church wood carver specifically decorates with his creations churches, monasteries, and pious homes. He carves everything from grand, high-detailed iconostasis, cuvuclions, and bishops' thrones to holy tables, icon stands, candle stands, reliquary boxes, etc. Shoe signers. Shoe signer was a man who signed the shoes of the pedestrians in the streets and squares. In most cases, This job was practiced by young boys who tried to help financially their families in this way. He always carried a wooden case where he put all the varnishes and brushes needed.
Κάνεις καιρό αυτή τη δουλειά?
Δεν βλέπετε.
Τι να δω?
Σβελτάδα, κύριε. Σβελτάδα.
Πώς σε λένε, μικρέ?
Το άλλο πόδι.
Ρώτησα πώς σε λένε.
Βασίλη, εσάς.
Μα είσαι και ανεβείς.
Γιατί, κύριε, εσείς πώς ρωτήσατε το όνομά μου?
Καλός είσαι. Λοιπόν, εμένα με λένε Γιώργο.
Και τι δουλειά κάνετε?
Να τα μας. Ανάκριση μου κάνεις.
Κακό είναι που ρώτησα. Κάποια δουλειά θα κάνετε.
Και βέβαια κάνω κάποια δουλειά. Είμαι δικηγόρος.
Δικηγόρος? Έχω για σας μια δουλειά. Μια σπουδαία δουλειά.
Ωστόσο αφήνεις τη δική σου και εγώ βιάζομαι.
Τελειώνω. Πείτε μου μόνο που είναι το γραφείο σας.
Άρα. Κι άλλα μια μέρα να με δεις.
Όχι μια μέρα. Απόψε θα έρθω. Απόψε στις 8.